Hello everybody, welcome to Dark Souls, the Prepare to Die edition for PC. My name is Garro, and I'm going to be doing this walkthrough with everyone. Now, I have actually done a walkthrough before. It was a couple of years ago, and I was watching back through it recently, and I realised I was actually really terrible at the game when I last did it, so hopefully we can do this one. We'll learn something new. And hopefully, if anyone who's new to the game, this is my favourite game of all time. It's a fantastic game, so I hope I can help you out. I'll just go ahead and set up a class here. Pyromancer. I like Pyromancer as a starting class. It's the only class that starts at level 1, which means there's more customizability when you first start, and also obviously you start with the pyromancy, basic pyromancy, which is actually quite useful. Alright, so let's go ahead and get cracking. And we'll watch the intro.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead.
Remember these characters too.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty lords peeled apart their stone skills. Witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. Seath, the scales, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
I'm not looking real healthy. Well, I look better than that guy though, I suppose. Thank you, strange knight. Righto. Let's get stuck into Dark Souls proper. Now, I'm running a few mods, high-res mods, DS fix obviously because I'm playing on PC, DS mouse fix and stuff. If I come across anything that's different because of the mods, I'll let you know. I am running a FPS unlocker, so I'm running at 60 frames per second until the parts of the game that breaks, and I'll let you know what those parts are when we come to them. Now, these dudes here are actually passive. You can kill them, they drop 20 souls. I'll just kill one to show you. 20 souls, which is pretty useless in the scheme of things, so I'm just going to ignore the other ones. But yeah, I'll explain some basic controls. If you're using keyboard and mouse, it is eminently doable. I've always played the PC version with a keyboard and mouse. Controller is obviously probably better if you have a controller you can plug into your computer, but yeah. So first bonfire. Bonfire is your save and reset point. So once you rest at a bonfire, you'll teleport back to that, and all the enemies will respawn if you die. All right. First things come up here, and if we have a look up there, you can see the Asylum Demon sitting up there on top of the roof. Big ugly fat thing. He's going to come down and try and attack us. Here he comes. Boom. Right, now, it is generally very ill-advised to try and kill him now, because as you can see, I'm doing extraordinarily little damage to him. So what we do, come down here. That door will actually slam closed behind you, and he won't be able to... Don't stand up close to the door, because you can clip through it with his big mace. Come down here, light up the next bonfire, and continue on. So this whole section is technically the tutorial, but the tutorial is pretty terrible, so... it's still got all the Xbox controls, etc. So pick up our first shield in here. Oop. You saw me there accidentally double-handing my weapon, but you double-hand your weapon for me by tapping Alt. For you, it probably will be Alt by default on a keyboard, but you can change it to something else. So Shift is block. Come up here, and we're going to take out this guy. And we'll do a backstab on him. So if you go around behind someone, you do a critical backstab move. There's a window where you're standing behind them that you'll just have to sort of figure out and get used to yourself, but yeah, you'll figure it out. Up here, and lock on obviously is whatever you've set lock on to be. I've got it on ball trap on the stairs. So walk up and trigger it, but try and avoid it. It's not going to kill you, but it'll hurt you. And come in here and see this dude who threw the key down to us. Now I'm just kill him because in the interest of saving time. You can talk to him, and basically he says to you that in his family there's a story, a prophecy basically of people who are undead. So in the Exodus to from the Undead Asylum, seek out the Bell of Awakening and ring it, is what he tells you to do. And he obviously gives you an Estus Flask, which is our healing item. So seek out the Bell of Awakening. Now what you saw me just do then is a parry or a riposte. I'll just call them parries. It's a critical move from the front. which is a little bit. It does more damage than a backstab, but it's much harder to pull off because you got to parry him with your shield first. So for me, that's tab. But yeah. Also, be really careful if you're playing this with Steamworks. The shift tab is by default brings up the Steam overlay in your game. I've got that set to shift caps lock at the moment, so that I can parry people in Dark Souls, because otherwise you just can't. It brings up the Steam overlay, which disables your controls. So keep moving around down here. You saw me pick up Pyromancy Flame before. I'll demonstrate that. Put that in your second slot. Pyromancy Flame allows us to cast our Fireball, so you can't cast Fireball from the beginning default. So there you go. Limited range on a Fireball, obviously, but it does do a fair bit of damage. He blocked me, so it didn't do all the damage to him, but boom. You're not feeling so good. Alright, so then basically the tutorial finished. It's not very long. You probably, if it's the first time you've ever played the game, you probably die a couple of times. But you'll get used to it pretty quick. Now through here, we're going to come up. It's going to come out on a ledge above where the Asylum Demon is, down on the bottom floor of the church. So what I'm going to do, when you go through here, normally you can fall off the ledge and hit attack, and you'll actually do a plunging attack move onto his head and do a significant amount of damage. If, however, you do a jump attack, which is heavy attack and forward, hit at the same time, you'll actually do a little bit more damage because you land both attacks basically at the same time. So I'll demonstrate that. Jumping off, boom. So you saw the little bit of attack hit him first. So it does do a fair bit more damage. Now come around behind him. It's pretty safe behind him generally. If you're behind him, he's not going to do a huge amount to you. And just take him out like so. Very, very, very easy once you get the hang of him. Obviously, you need to get the hang of it. But this whole game, you might have heard how hard it is and how it's impossible, it's silly, your bosses will just kill you. They won't. You know, provided you do everything right, they won't just kill you. And once you get used to it, it's actually pretty easy. Sorry, my frame rate unlocker has gone back to 30. That's alright. So, use the big Pilgrim's Key, come out here. Yeah, the frame rate unlocker for DS Fix is a little bit glitchy. It doesn't always work, so that's alright though. Go down around the corner and grab that soul item. Come up here, admire the view. Actually, haven't looked at this view for a good while, so we are up very, very high. There's the Undead Asylum behind us. So let's continue up here and get a nasty surprise. Cutscenes are not generally good in Dark Souls.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Apparently we're oh, great.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Yep, Lordran. Super inventive name for the land of ancient lords, but yeah, we'll get used to it. So here we see Lordran. So you got the undead parish and burg right there in front of centre shot, and we're going to come down into Filing Shrine, which is our safe hub, basically. Filing Shrine, we are safe here, provided we stay here. As soon as you go out, it's no longer safe. Alright, let me just see if I can... no, frame rate staying at 30, that's alright. So, we'll rest it up with this bonfire. Now, I'm not actually going to listen to all the dialogues of people, I'll flick through them.
What do we have here?
I am in Euro.
Fate of the undead.
Yes, Fate of the undead. I just escaped.
Well, since you're here, let me help you. There are
2 bells, oh, of course, yep.
2, but one's up above in the undead church. The other is far.
Undead Church in Blighttown.
And something happened. Not much to go on. But I
Something happened. Do you want to tell me what's going to happen?
So, It is.
Yeah, right. So he's telling us that there's 2 bells of awakening instead of just one. The dude told us. There's one up in the undead church, which is up there, up top of that bluff, and one is all the way down in the ruins of Blighttown, which is underneath us. So that's what we've got to do, basically. Let's get cracking. Now, Filing Shrine, there's a bunch of stuff we need to basically do before we do anything else here. I want to use the winged spear as my main weapon, so I just come down here in the graveyard. These skeletons just in front of me, you see them coming to life there? You can't really kill them. Well, you can kill them at this point, but it'd be very difficult, and they're almost guaranteed to kill you, so I would highly advise that you just run through here. Come around to the right. Don't go down to the left. That's down into the catacombs. You do not want to go down there yet. Come around here, do this little circuit up through here. Grab the Zweihander and the winged spear. Winged spear is a good weapon if you like spears, and I'll demonstrate it because that's what I'm going to use. Better than this little piddly hand axe anyway. Ooh. So the skeletons. Oh, it looks like one of them just fell off, and we've got a couple of souls. Here we are. There goes another one too. Look at that. The bird will also kill him. You might be able to see that. That crow there, the big crow. Oop, there's one. Will sometimes kill the skeletons for you. As you can see, one snuck up behind me and almost had me. Alright, rest up at the bonfire. That will reset the skeletons, which is good for us because we didn't want to kill them, and so it doesn't matter if they come back to life. Come in here and there's another dude. Let's have a chat. Hello.
Hello there.
No, we're not.
I am Petrus.
I'm Garro.
of Thoroland. Have you business with us?
Petrus of
If
Thoroland.
not, I prefer...
Oh, he wants to keep his distance. Well, no, screw that. I want to talk.
Hello there.
Talk to me.
I realize that I have requested that, but I also want you to know that it is not
He
making
seems a bit
you
too polite.
here.
Oh, thank
No.
you. Cup of coin. What a useless
Oh
thing.
my. You again. Oh. I have to await my companion. So what if
What if
I
that's you?
would
Oh, yes,
put
please.
that-
Yeah, I'll learn some miracles.
Very well.
Join Covenant, because we're not actually a member of a Covenant yet, so we can join the Way of the White.
Now only...
And he can sell us miracles. So miracles are like your divine magic, healing magic, basically. So you got heal, great heal, excerpt, homewood stuff. You got talismans as well. I'm not going to use any
the
miracles.
effectiveness of the teachings
I'm pyromancer.
depend upon your faith.
Yeah. I know the effectiveness of blah blah blah. So yeah, Petrus of Thoroland. You can go back and talk to him a few times. We'll do his quest line, or his not really his quest line, but his storyline, I suppose. All the NPCs have pretty good storylines. I like doing them. So let's move down here. Now grab that thing and now fall down this hole. Down into here and come out just here. Plop. And there's a few chests with goodies for us. Homewood Bones. Morningstar and Talisman. Homewood Bones are like a teleports you to the last bonfire you use like that. It's like the non cleric's homewood, because there's a homewood miracle, which is basically just a reusable homewood bone if you're a miracle caster. But homewood bones allow you to teleport back without using miracles, which is good for us. Alright, now jump up here again, because I realised I forgot this item just before, because the skeleton attacked me. Grab Soul Lost Undead. Just roll off there. Back down here. We'll go down this way for a sec. And down here we've got a Firekeeper just here. No response, she cannot speak. She is mute. Can't do anything with her yet, but she will reinforce Estus Flasks when we have a Firekeeper Soul. So Estus Flasks at the moment will heal us for a little bit. Once you reinforce them with a Firekeeper Soul, they'll heal you for more. Come down around this windy path and come down the elevator. Now this elevator is going to take us down to New Londo Ruins, which is an ancient city of the undead. It's now populated entirely by ghosts. ghosts, proper ghosts, and we can't attack ghosts because we don't. You have to be cursed or have transient curses to attack ghosts. So, but it's okay. This first little bit doesn't have any ghosts in it. It's only when you go across. So down here you can see New Londo there in front of us. There's a bridge just down to the left that goes across to the city proper, and it's flooded at the moment as well, so you can only use the very upper part of the city. But down here there's a couple of items we need to pick up. You can kill all these little hollows if you like. They do give you a couple of souls, but it's not really worth it in my opinion. Take this dude, and these dudes will attack back, so just be careful. Not like I just was. Ouch. Stop it. Grab the S-Stock. S-Stock's a pretty good weapon to start with if you like a thrusting, sort of a hybrid thrusting swinging sword. That's pretty good. If you go down here, there's a magic blacksmith. I don't really need to go talk to him now because I have absolutely no use for him, but if you want some more dialogue, go down there and fill your boots. Alright, now this is the first door that you can use the master key to open. Normally, you can't get through this way, through that door. So, if you don't have the master key, you won't be able to do this, but there's a large solar nameless, and you can also go down in there and get some more stuff. I'm not going to do that though, because that'd be doing the game backwards. Normally you get through that door from the other side, and I'll show you when that is. So, that's pretty much all you do down here. You can go down into New Londo, but I don't advise it at all. We'll head back up the lift. Let's just see if I can equip my wing spear. Now, see, I don't have the stats to use a wing spear. Oh, and the frame rate's gone back to 60. There you go. So I don't have the stats to use a wing spear at present, which is basically because I'll show you. Wing spear. See the required parameters down there in the middle of the screen are 13 strength, 15 dexterity, which I don't have because they're in red. So what I will do is come up here and level up a little bit. We'll use that soul and nameless souls we just picked up down in New Londo. It just basically gives you it was a way to save souls. So I'll level up. What do we need? 12 strength, 15 dex. 13 strength, 15 dex. So those things, the way the weapons work, basically you have a main stat, which is 15 dexterity. That's its main stat. I need all of that to be able to use it, whether it's two-handed or single-handed. The secondary stat, which is strength, if I double-hand it, I will get an extra, I think it's 50% strength. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but yeah, so if you double-hand your weapon, you get more strength effectively so that you can use it better. What I will do is use my soul items so that I should be able to level up the twice more that I need to actually use the wing spear two-handed, or one-handed even. There we go. Now I should be able to use it. I can use it both single-handed and two-handed, which is good because spears are good. But yeah, now we're almost done with Filing Shrine. Just one more item around in here is some fire bombs. Fire bombs, which are not too bad. Fire bombs, they're pretty good. I don't really need them because I'm a pyromancer and I've got fireballs that I can throw with actual pyromancy. But if you don't have that, then fire bombs are pretty good. Alright, first way to come is up here. Up the stairs to the left of the bonfire. And we see our first hollow. So this is where you pretty much have to go the first part of the game. So you can see a wing spear is actually pretty good. It can one-shot these guys if I heavy attack them. For this guy to come at me. There we go. Up here's a fire bomber. Fire bombers are a pretty annoying enemy. But, provided you don't act... Ow. It's the only problem with lock on. There's one dude that's right in front of me, but it decides not to lock onto him. It locks onto some dude that's up. Ooh, that hurt. Backstab this guy. with a little bit of camera glitchage, but that's alright. Come at me, bro. You see, a wing spear is actually pretty good. It's good enough to hit him through his shield and still do about half damage. The only downside, obviously, for me at the moment is I don't have a shield. But once you get used to playing the game, I do have shields on my back, obviously, but once you get used to playing the game, you really don't need a shield for most of it. There's some areas, or bosses, or enemies in particular, that you should have a shield for. Yeah, you can play the game quite easily without a shield, which is what I normally do. So, come up here, there's just some more dudes, so I'll just take them out nice and easy. There we go, goodbye. Oop, he's a firebomber. Backstab him. Goodbye. Farewell. No, there's no items around in here. Before you go through that fog gate up there, roll through these barrels and drop down. There's a couple of items down here we need to get. So there's one of them. Another soul items are always good. And there's a couple of hollows here that are going to attack us. Goodbye. Round up in here. There's another item. Large soul lost undead. Always good. And I don't think there's anything else. No, there's nothing else up here. I keep going around. Through these little... There's a couple more hollows here. These ones you can actually hit off the ledge before they jump up at you. Which is nice. These ones you can't. There we go. Grab the rubbish. The rubbish obviously has absolutely... It's a rubbish. It's got no use, but... Well, it does have one use. You can trade it into Snuggly the Crow for a Demon Titanite, which is actually pretty important if you're going to be using boss style weapons. So yeah, make sure you get the rubbish. Grab another humanity. Or we might humanify ourselves at the next bonfire. Where did that hollow come from? I don't remember him. He's dead now. That's all good. Don't panic. Alright. Come through the white light. Might actually heal up just because... Alright, another soul lost undead. Oop. Now those messages at the high res texture message texture pack mod. So, oop, dragon. Hang on. He landed in very much the wrong place just then. Maybe that frame rate unlocker mod's messing with that too. Alright. Now these, the best idea is to just sort of bait these guys out of their hidey hole up there. And take them all like nice and slow. Oh, short sword. Short sword's pretty good. I might have picked one up before as well. Because there's an archer there, there's a dude there, and there's also another dude that we've already killed. But if you just you know, bum rush up through there, you can get ganked, and getting ganked is generally not good. Floating message, be wary of your... I don't even know what that meant. Alright, there's a bonfire just there. If this is your first... Actually, I'll light it just to demonstrate. Light this bonfire. Make sure you light it. Alright, good. It's lit. Down in here... have our first shield that we find. It's an upgrade for me, but it probably won't be... If you don't use Pyromancer, most of the other classes start with pretty good shields. Alright, now these dudes here. Whoop. Yeah, I need to fix that. I've got mouse problems. Oh! He doesn't normally do that, but they're normally very passive, so what I normally do is just... And... Goodbye. Pyromancy. Pretty good, huh? Great for people that like to hide behind shields, because most shields don't block much fire damage, so... Yeah. Alright! Come down here and we find a merchant, an undead merchant.
You seem to have your wits
Yes, I
about
got it. Yep, just sell me stuff. You listen to his dialogue. But in here you've got a bunch of stuff that you can buy from him. Mostly, like, yeah, repair powder's pretty good. I don't need it. But in Dark Souls 1, repair powder's not really used that much. In Dark Souls 2, if you played that, then you do need repair powder all the time. Resonance key, bottomless box, repair box, a few different weapons. Reinforced club's actually not too bad. Arrows and the chain armor. I'm actually going to kill him.
What a waste going for.
Going for the cliff, really? Actually, I might not kill him this time because I think he's got some interesting dialogue later in the game. So I'm not gonna kill him. I do need the residence key though, bro. Can you just tell me that? Yeah, you need the residence key.
Thank you.
If you kill him, you get the residence key, you get the orange soapstone, and you get the Uji Katana. Uji Katana is actually a pretty good weapon. So that's normally, if you want the Uji Katana to start the game, then you need to kill him. Hang on, frame rates, yeah. You got running a frame rate unlocker. Normally going into your weapons, equipping a new one, and then exiting it will make it go back to 60. Yeah, so it looks like I've got mouse look on switch targets when they're locked on, which you can see that doing like that. That could end really badly for me if I've got a lot of enemies on the screen and I'm sort of trying to dodge around. That's not going to be good, so I'll fix that between episodes. I have that on mouse wheel roll mostly. It seems to work pretty well, but obviously my mouse fix mod's not really working at the moment. You do need to do some tweaking if you want to use your keyboard and stuff with the mod. Alright, so grab that. Now here is the first, well actually technically the second, but the first one that's really useful that we can jump across. Aha, yep. So normally you jump from the top of that roof onto that ledge. You go through the top of this house and out onto another ledge, and there's a crossbow for you to pick up. That there is a good example of where the 60 FPS mod is going to ruin your day, because you can't jump as far and you can't roll as far. So there are a couple of places you have to roll off ledges and only just land on something else. You need it to be at 30 frames per second, because otherwise you can't do it. Alrighty, so we've lit bonfire, cleared out all that down there, and we can continue on through into here. Now these dudes we can kill pretty easy. Have a bit of a backstab. This dude, backstab him too. Take your time with all this. Don't use how I'm playing as an example of how you're probably going to be able to play to start with, because most likely you're going to need to take it a bit slower and just be a bit more careful. But I've done this area so many thousands of times that I could probably do it with my eyes closed. Which is going to sound pretty stupid if I die, but yeah, hopefully I won't die. Come down out of here. Up here there's more dudes with a firebomber. The firebomber is why I'm backing off, because I don't really want to try and face these dudes whilst there's also a firebomber. Bit of a backstab on that guy. Come up here, there's some more firebombers that are going to be... So holding control makes me walk slowly. See, here is a good example of where that mouse look switch targets is hurting me, because it's confusing me completely. There we go, kill all them, grab another soul item. You need to kill those dudes. Well, yeah, you don't really need to kill them unless you want to do the easy way of killing the Black Knight, which I'll demonstrate. Before you go in there, come up here, and there's an archer, which can really ruin your day if you don't kill him. Oh, Tie Nut Shard. Nice, that's a pretty good drop. Use the residence key to open that. You could have opened it with the master key if you didn't have the residence key. Grab gold pine resin. Gold pine resin is going to add lightning to our weapon, so it basically makes our weapon also do lightning damage, which should be really good. Horizon Pyromancy of this dude. Say bye bye. I'm gonna do this dude off the stairs because it looks like my spear is not very good at attacking downstairs. Knock him off his perch. Try to backstab and fail. Boom. Alright, now this area is almost cleared. Down here, you have a Black Knight. Now the Black Knight depending on whether you want to risk dying a couple times or whether you're confident with yourself, come down, creep up on him. You can backstab him to start with, and you can do that a couple times to kill him, but once you've done that the first time, they're pretty easy to parry. If this is the first time starting game, again, probably not going to be able to parry him. So I'll demonstrate the easy way of killing him after I get into a bit of lower health. Alright, so for most people, backstab him the first time or just hit him once or something. Run back up here. And around here, and up here, and we're going back up onto the roof where the hollows were. Because Black Knights cannot climb ladders. Is he following me? He hasn't followed me. Alright. You need to get him to follow you, so don't run away fast. There he is. So, yeah. Can't climb ladders, so come up here. Ouch. That hurt. Come across. And roll across onto here. Here's where those firebombs you picked up earlier are going to come in useful. So grab your firebombs out and your black firebombs if you got them. And he's going to come down here and he's just going to sit there and we can lob firebombs at him. Fireballs even. There we go. Once he's at low enough health, you can try and do that. If he's underneath you, grab a Titanite chunk. There's Black Knight. Dead. Easy as that. Not very hard at all, is it? Alrighty-o. Now, stay healed up. That's pretty much all the enemies are gone, so there's only one more trap we've got to... Just rolling fire barrel trap. Just roll down there. He'll kill himself. The hollow that started, he'll either kill himself pushing it down or you'll have to kill him. Either way, it's not very hard. There's a door down the bottom of this that I forgot to show you. It's just there. There. You can see that with the message. You can open that with the master key or the watchtower key, which you don't have. So if you've got the master key, you can go in there now. I don't advise it because there's a NPC called Havel the Rock who's very powerful and he'll one-shot you. So, that there that I just killed is a crystal lizard. Twinkling Titanite and a Titanite chunk. And he's hiding in that barrel. And this message, yep, try attacking. And messages are pretty useful. Sometimes if you're wondering what they are, then that's that sort of thing. I could leave that there saying, yep, there's a crystal lizard, try attacking him. For good loots. Come through the boss fog. Before you go down that road, don't go any further across the wall there. Because the boss will jump down and probably kill you. First, come in here, take out these dudes, which are nicely lined up for me. What I will do is equip my gold pine resin. Yep. Flame rate, yep. Cool. Come down the ladder. You slide down ladders like that by holding or just tapping spacebar, or your jump button, or your roll button rather. Come across here, and you see the boss come down. Run back this way and climb back up the ladder while he's coming at you. You see him there running along the bridge. What we're going to do is jump, fall on his head like we did the first boss. So that first boss is a pretty good hint. You can do this with the second boss too. Fall on his head. Land here, go to town on him. Ouch. So, yeah, if you got the wing spear, you can basically just do this. There you go, he's dead. Only got hit once. If you don't have a wing spear, if you've got a weaker weapon, you can't just sort of go to town on him like that. Then run all the way to the end of the bridge. Force him to come and attack you, run back between his legs and back up the ladder, and you can basically just keep falling on his head over and over again until he dies. But that there, what I just did, pretty easy. Gold pine resonant spear, dodge a couple attacks, just hug his legs, and you'll kill him pretty easy. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the episode today. Next episode we'll continue on and head up into the Undead Parish and probably attack some gargoyles or something. and continue through the game. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm Garro. This is the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition for PC, the greatest game in the world. Catch you next time.